so much talk about international law right now, and I've heard so many claims of a gross violation, overthrowing the international order. I've yet to hear a single international speaker say which international law is relevant or how it applies, because they don't know, and I don't think they really bothered to check. The relevant law here, since no one else is going to say it, I will, is the Hague Conventions, which govern what you do when a country is neutral. And when a country is neutral, you're not supposed to be able to attack them.
This is ostensibly Qatar right now, in a neutral position vis-a-vis Israel.
So the question is Qatar neutral? Interestingly, Qatar's prime minister just stated today, he referred to Israel as the enemy, so that doesn't seem like a sign of neutrality. But according to the Hague Conventions, there's certain things you can't do when you're neutral. And one of those things is you can't be hosting a hostile combatant running command and control operations. And just to make sure there's no mistake, even something as simple as having electronic communication with combatants on the ground counts as being non-neutral if Qatar is hosting people doing that. So you have command and control of the war in Gaza going on in Doha.
Unabashedly. I mean, they're proud of what the role is.
And it's not at all hidden. Israel has an inviolable, that means just an unstoppable, inescapable right under Article 51 of the UN Charter to defend itself. And Hamas doesn't get to undermine that right just by putting its command center in another country. If they did that, international law wouldn't even make any sense. And also, this is very common in the Western world. Let's not forget, the United States killed Osama bin Laden while he was in Pakistan, a sovereign nation, and at the time, technically a U.S. ally.
Or General Soleimani in the tarmac in Baghdad.
Right, and al-Baghdadi in Syria, Soleimani in Iraq. This is a common approach by the Western world, and the West never criticizes themselves when they take this approach, and the approach does meet the requirements of international law. But in situations like this, you almost always have a lot more coordination behind the scenes than what you see on television. And remember this, we have a model for this, which was the attack on Iran. And in the days leading up to it, we heard about how Trump was having fights with Netanyahu, and there was disagreement, and all these leaks coming out of the White House. And it turned out that there was very close coordination throughout. Israel had to fly through airspace that is effectively controlled by the United States of America.
They essentially had to land at CENTCOM, or at least be flying over the base there. So it's unthinkable, truly.
Exactly. You can't do that sort of thing without close coordination. Unlike every other country in the world, terror organizations that attacked Israel could always get safe harbored just by going to a third country. Israel has proved a number of times over the past 2 years that that doesn't work, with the exception of Qatar and Turkey. The Army Chief of Staff said just 2 days ago that's going to change. We've already seen a change in Qatar. It'll be interesting to see what happens next in Turkey.
Stay tuned. Daniel Pomerantz, thanks for being with us on this. A lot of news.